Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Wet Friday. Yes, I know a lot of you are like, what happened to the video yesterday, Thursday? And no community post. Well, that'd be me. I did set out to make a community post, and I never got there because I didn't know till yesterday morning that the Grand started baseball. So you know what I had to do? I had to go and watch them play their first game of baseball. So I apologize. But today is March the 27th, Friday. It's rainy, it's yuck. And I was like, well, let's just add this to the weekend vlog. And it's gonna start out with some delicious, shrimp salad. Now this is raw shrimp. We're gonna go cook them. So I'm making our weekend snack. We'll eat on this all weekend. Crossing our fingers, weather permitted. You and I and Mr. Buddy is gonna be outside in the garden, planting, putting up cattle panels. Well, the few that we have. We got a busy weekend here. Now, if it comes to fruition, I don't know, but we're gonna start today. It's actually 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Fresh cup of coffee. So before we get to the spread, the first thing we have to do is mince our bell peppers, celery, and onions. So my shrimp salad may be a little bit different. You guys may want to try it if you have the ingredients, but we'll have fish sandwiches tonight, and this weekend we'll have shrimp salad. We do practice Lent, and on Fridays we don't eat meat. So tonight will be fish poor boys. Simple. I already made a remoulade sauce this morning. I think I've got a video or two on that. But right now, we got to get this shrimp salad going. And it starts off with our vegetables. Oh yeah, y'all can see pretty good. Now, I have one large diced piece of celery. Just one stalk of celery. Can y'all really see? Oh, that's better. I will be doing this in my food chopper. And all I've got is four, I've got 4 of the snacking mini bales. And I'm just gonna put a couple in at a time. But these are so much cheaper when you're wanting fresh because a regular bale, you'll get a 3-pack and it's like $5.50. So I'm gonna start here because we're gonna get it all diced up. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do so I can keep adding. So remember that was 1 large stalk of celery. And this is a small chopper. Y'all could use a larger one. And 4 of these snacking peppers, which they're pretty big. Let's get those combined. And all I'm doing is making room. See, it's getting finely diced. This is a medium sweet yellow onion that I just quartered. Now let's see if I can get it all in here. And this is really where we're gonna get jiggy with it. You know, that piece don't wanna cut, so I'm gonna chunk it. All right. Oh yeah, it's got the liquid that I wanted. I'm happy with that. Now we're just gonna get this over into a sieve. And that's the texture I'm going for. And I'm gonna give it a good mash and start getting that liquid drained. And you can see I've already got quite a bit. Now some of you may ask about how much bell pepper. If you chopped it like I did, you're gonna yield about 3/4 of a cup. You're gonna end up with a 3/4 of a cup of onion, 1/2 to 3/4 of a sweet onion, and 1 large stalk of celery. So that'll kind of give you an amount, a reasonable amount to go by. Because some of you may have the large bell peppers, and if you did, I would use a 1/2 a red and a 1/2 of an orange or a yellow. Or should I say 1 large bell pepper in comparison to the snackers. We call them snackers. So that, if you're writing this down, that'll tell you your measurement. I've got my skillet on the stove and I've got it to a number 8 to heat up. And here's my pound of shrimp. Now, these are a medium shrimp that I did devein and remove the peelings. Now, you notice there's seasoning on the shrimp. What I season the shrimp with, we're going to season the salad with. So it's basically layering the flavors. Let me turn this off for a second. I've got lemon pepper. If I had to guess, about a teaspoon. Now, this is a pound of shrimp. So a teaspoon of lemon pepper. I've got a half a teaspoon of garlic salt, and it's got parsley in it. Half a teaspoon. A full teaspoon of your obey. And a teaspoon of my Cajun seasoning. That's what I have in the shrimp, and that's the seasoning that we're going to build flavor with once we start mixing our salad together. It's not going to take long to cook these shrimp now. 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to put a little bit of avocado oil, about a tablespoon of butter, and we're going to go in with our pound of seasoned shrimp. And I like to do my shrimp like this for my shrimp salad, unless I had boiled shrimp. If I had boiled shrimp with the shell on, then I would use my leftover boiled shrimp. But if I'm just making a salad, I like to cook my shrimp like this. And the reason why I'm sitting on a high heat is because I want to cook them fast, because you don't want them rubbery. We're at the 1.5 minute mark, and I put 1/4 cup of water. And that's going to finish steaming them the last 1.5 minutes. And that's going to add great flavor for them to sit in while they're cooling. Y'all look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? So at the 1.5 minute mark, add you on this recipe, a 1/4 cup of water. That's why I had my heat on an 8, which is a high medium. And then when that water hits, it just bubbles up and steams. Go 1.5 minutes longer and get it off that heat. The perfect shrimp, because you don't want rubber. But we're not just stopping here. We got to let it cool. And now we're going to put all this goodness together. But I got a good 5 minutes to let it cool. And don't put ice to let it cool. It will cool down and your shrimp will still stay tender. I let them cool about 10 minutes and I put them through the food chopper. So I want to show you. I didn't pulverize them. There's different size pieces of shrimp because I'm making a shrimp salad. Look how much liquid. Now we're going to add that to our shrimp. I've got about 1/4 cup of dill relish. I've got dill weed. There again, I'm bringing out that dill. And I normally don't measure, guys. So I would say about a half a teaspoon. Pinch more. A teaspoon and you'd be in the ballpark. Now we've got to flavor it. We got to season it. Obey. Now I just go by look, but I can estimate 1/4 teaspoon. My Cajun seasoning, let me see. Oh yeah, about a half a teaspoon, guys. Lemon pepper, because it's seafood. About a half a teaspoon. The garlic salt. You don't want much of it. 1/4 teaspoon. Creole mustard. If I can get it open. 1/2. All right, so let's say 2 teaspoons. 3 boiled eggs. And I'm going to give this a good mix. You notice we haven't added our mayo. That's last. Because it really depends on how moist you want it. And I always do mine last because I don't want to put too much in here. Okay, in here I've got 3/4 of a cup of mayo. And I'm not going to use, let's see, we'll do a 1/2 cup right now. See where we're at. I'm probably going to use the other 1/4. But that was 3/4 cup mayo. Okay, I can tell you now I'm going to use the whole 3/4 cup. Now that I've got it well and combined, I did taste it. This is optional. This is ground cayenne pepper. It doesn't take much, but there you can leave this out. We like a little bit of warmth. Before I put it in our bowls, I want to sample it to make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. Oh, yeah. You want it cold now when you eat it. Oh, my. Only thing missing is some crackers and some hot sauce. That's how I like mine. Lippy's on point with this one. And the back flavor I'm getting is the combination of my Cajun seasoning and, of course, Obey. And many of us know about Obey. It's fantastic. All right. There we go, guys. And here's our weekend snack. I'd say that's a good snack. Actually, it's probably going to be lunch for Saturday, and we'll finish it off Sunday. We may even sneak a little bit tonight while we eat our fish poor boys. Yeah, we're probably going to do that. Happy Saturday morning, y'all. I guess y'all know what Lippy's been doing. Power washing the house. Power washing myself. It started raining. I was already on the outside of the patio. I just power washed, and it wasn't heavy rain, sprinkle rain. I was like, why not? I'm already wet. But I'm taking a break because I had moved on down, and I'll show y'all. Wasn't paying attention, and we have plugs underneath the fascia. Well, I hit one of them. Tripped the breaker, and the breaker won't trip back. So, my mojo just got stopped till Mr. Buddy can get home because he took off to go fishing this morning. And so far, I'm going to show you, well, now this was a couple hours ago. I don't know what else he might have got. But here's what he's already caught. That's a 5-pound bass. Y'all know what supper's gonna be? I switched it up. We had the shrimp salad last night, and I was banking on fresh fish, and he came through. Now, we may have more than that, but right now I know we're having fried fish sandwiches tonight. And the rain's back. But y'all, I'm working on the north side of the house. And I know some of you are thinking, well, aren't y'all going to tear this roof off in the post? Yes. But with all the rain we've had over the last 28, 29 hours, steady rain now. I think we're almost at 2.5, 3 inches. It's done washed the pollen. And we got more rain coming in for 5 days straight. That's going to finish it. And y'all, the pollen was so thick. I power washed the outdoor furniture, the cushions, because the way I look at it is I'm looking at some stuff. I think we're through with the pollen. I really do with the amount of rain. And being on the north side, you get that green mildewy stuff. And I can't stand that. So every spring, and I've done this since I've been a homeowner, I power wash the house when pollen is gone. And I do believe all the trees have budded out, so I think our pollen is gone. So now it's time to get the house clean. But I'm pleased with it. And even though we're ripping the roof off, at least the patio is clean. And when some of this water dries up, I'll take a blower and blow all the little leaves or any crusties that may be laying around. But it looks really, really good. There's people out everywhere riding their four-wheelers, the golf carts, the little motorbikes. It's just a beautiful day. It really is. Overcast and the sun will come in and out. But I think we're going to have a change of plans, y'all, this weekend's vlog. Remember, tomorrow, Sunday, the 29th, starts our waxing crescent. Well, I thought it was only Sunday and Monday. It looks like it's going to last through the week, which is fantastic. And I don't mind rain, 50, 60%, as long as it's not heavy thunderstorms. But guys, I'm going to not plant tomorrow, the first day of the waxing. Because although we are not in the hot zone for tornado weather, tomorrow night, Sunday night, we're still in that yellow. But we are in the orange for the straight line winds and hail up to 2 inches in diameter. There is no way I'm going to take a chance and put those plants in those mineral tubs. Now, we do have a chance for another band of storms coming in Wednesday, but it's a little too far out to tell if that's going to apply to us. I know we have rain. We have rain Tuesday through Sunday of next week, and I don't mind the rain. A good 2-3 hour rain on new plants, I mean, that's sweet. That's good, as long as there's not hail and high winds. So I'm also thinking, with that size hail, I may have to take every one of those plants and put some folding tables into the garage and move every one of them. Because, guys, I don't even think my, I know my little greenhouse can't take 2 to 2.5 inch diameter hail. So it would just beat it down. I know that the winds are not picking it up. Y'all know he put 3 feet of rebar, but it could just rip it. And then all the hail just take out my plants. So I think when Buddy gets in, we may just go ahead and put 2 tables up in the garage and move those plants, unless he can come up with a plan. And I don't know. I actually thought about taking them and moving them on the ground, under the table. Because we can close the doors. So if it did, like, poke holes and stuff, we do have that shade cloth. Maybe it would protect them. Because I know it's not going to flip those tables. And I say that because he has them. Don't he have them bungee strapped? I think so. If not, we could bungee strap them to the frame. I don't know. I got to wait till he gets in and let's see what his thoughts are. But let's look at what I have washed. I mean, I was on a roll, y'all, and it just said boop, and I knew what I had done. I'll be so glad to get this thing down and get new fascias so I can paint it like the rest of the house. But let me show you what it looks like. I think it looks pretty good. Now, mind you, we don't have the outdoor rug no more. I moved it to the garden because when we redo this, I'm going to get a rug that fits the entire patio, or I may get that indoor-outdoor like AstroTurf type stuff, because this patio will be screened in and we'll have a chair rail all the way around it and then screen on up. So I don't know what I want to do, but I do know that that rug that I had at our old place that I brought here, it was just for this one corner. So that's why I moved it to the garden. But yeah, I'm excited to show y'all. It took me a couple hours. It was that nasty. But next year, I'm going to do what I used to do and put my pillows and my cushions in trash bags. Y'all, this was a mistake I learned from. I said, oh, it'll be okay. Moving forward, Lippy's going to start bagging her cushions up just like I used to, because this was hard work. Now everything's wet. Matter of fact, I'm sitting on the old rocker with the cushion right about my lower back, and it's soaking wet now. See, I sat down and I wasn't, you know. You get a little goofy when you've been out here working and then you trip a breaker and it's like panic. So yeah, Lippy sat in a wet cushion. It's all good. Well, it's got to be good. All right, let's take a peek at it. Now this is the side that I had that cushion on. And yes, I power washed some of the paint up, but this paint had been chipping. And we've got more, so we'll probably, or if we're gonna lay that outdoor carpet, we won't worry with it. But doesn't this look so much better? There's my blower waiting for me, but it's gonna be late this evening before I can blow. But everything's clean. It's just gonna take a while to dry. I did put the bench cushion up so it wouldn't hold water in those little creases where the buttons are. Okay, here's the other side. That rocking chair was Buddy's daddy's. And Buddy said this summer he wanted to go ahead and paint it, restore it. I kind of like it like that, but I understand he wants to redo it. And then in this little rooster is where we have our wash spray, bug spray for the kids. But I think it's perfect right here. And it gives him room for the griddle, the smoker, and the little charcoal grill. You know, he can just move this chair out and be able to access all that. Until we can get a home for those, this is where they have to sit. And we keep them under cover, so keeps them dry and it keeps them clean. But if we come out the back door, this is what we are looking at. So not so bad, even though in about 2 weeks, this furniture's got to all get moved so we can take the roof down. But I got 2 weeks to sit out here and enjoy it. And I don't think y'all have seen this part. Remember we've been pulling in rocks, hauling in rocks. Now we got a long ways to go, guys. But we started at the back. Of course, we got to go a little bit more. I think he said we need to add another 3 inches and then work our way out. Let's see the fascia. That's the new fascia. Then you can see where the old is. All that's got to be ripped out. And where you see the ground cover is where we've got to cover in rock and then put our border. And I know this looks a little bit familiar to you because I had 4 of those. And I wanted to put these 2 back here. These are daisies. So you can see what we're trying to do. We want all this as in rock. So I can add my camellias out to the edge. And my wood rack's on a flat. So, no, not the wood rack, the 4-wheeler's on a flat. So we gotta air it up so we can get this out of here. But this is where, so you see how it's clean here and it started getting green? Well, y'all can see where it's dirty and I started cleaning. Look, there's the plug, right there. And when I hit that plug, it was lights out. And here's the other side of the house. Now there is 2 hydrangeas here that I will be digging up because all that's gonna be rock. As you can see, we haven't laid any ground cover here. But I'm gonna pull those 2 up and put them over to the west side of the house. And what I was hoping to do is get the whole backside power washed. get the west side of the house power washed, and then do the front and the east side, which would be where the carport and garage is, do that tomorrow. Unless I had enough mojo, I could do the whole thing today, but I doubt it. And these are those hydrangeas I planted the first spring we came, because I wanted to replicate our old home place, and they're coming back beautiful. But you see those two? Way too much shade. So I will take them, and I'm gonna put one at the corner. We can't block that. So I may just put one at the corner and let it wrap, and I can keep it trimmed, and then skip over and put the other one. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure yet, but I do have to get them out of that corner. Look at here, y'all. I'm out in the greenhouse, drinking my coffee, and I've got germination on the okra. And I just planted that, or seed started that last, what, Tuesday or Wednesday. Today's Saturday, the 28th. Not too bad. So those came up very fast. So let's hope that the other ones follow through. I've got plenty of seeds and I have plenty of time, but at least I have two. Well, now I'm going to see if these other ones come on. Normally they'll come on about the same time, but I did grab seeds from different pods too, so, but still the same variety. And this is what I'm talking about. I just do not want to leave these plants out here. The basil's coming along. Look at that. These are all peppers. Every one of them are peppers. Remember the Tabasco? I told you those are slow rolling. Well, I've got 5 out of 6, and they're doing good. Tomatoes. More tomatoes. Now, I will be gifting some of these tomatoes, guys. But you see that wind keeping both doors open? That's why I don't have to have a fan. See that? Watch. I mean, they're beautiful. This is what has got to get planted. That's the cucumber, squash, and zucchini. Now, I will, and many of you know, I may seed start the cucumbers, squash, and zucchini, but I also direct sow as well. Look at Mr. Buddy's figs. Remember, he did those with you guys. I would say he's got really good odds. See how they're starting? So yeah, I don't see but maybe 2 or 3 that is questionable. I'm glad we didn't move the lemon tree out with this storm that's setting up. It's just gonna have to stay out here a couple of more days. He's loving it. Or she. It smells so good in here, guys, when you walk in here and you smell that lemon. But this is what I wanted to show. Now, it says elephant ear. Yes, Buddy has some elephant ears planted in here. But what you're seeing, because before he planted those elephant ears, the plants that I lost, which was everything in this greenhouse, I took and dumped every 6-pack in this bucket. Well, we have mystery tomatoes. And Buddy said, we're going to just find a spot for them. They may go in some 5-gallon buckets, you know. We don't know if they're indeterminate, determinate, but I'm not going to just destroy them because obviously they some strong, strong plants, because they have busted through all kinds of stuff that I put in here. And I'll check the roots on them. If the roots look weak, yeah, I'll dispose of them. But if not, we're going to plant these mystery tomatoes. This is the Champion Reddish. I planted it, what was it, last Tuesday when I planted this bucket. And this was the Icicle. And I planted it. And look at them. They're just popping up everywhere. Happy Sunday morning, y'all. I didn't get back with y'all yesterday because after I finished, well, to the end when I accidentally put water in the plug, Mr. Buddy came home from fishing. He fixed me up because he had to dry that plug out and then the breaker took. I went ahead and did the entire house. That's just me. When I start something, I want to finish. And it was late yesterday evening. So by the time I got cleaned up, we had fish sandwiches. I was done. I was done for the evening, but the whole house is power washed. So I can check that off my spring list. So now we're out in the garden. It is starting to sprinkle. We did decide to move the plants. So we've got to get these plants moved into the garage. It's looking really ugly. Not major tornadoes, I don't think, for us. But we'll be in that little rim of the tornado watch. But it's the hail that's got me concerned. So we're going to go ahead and move plants. But let's start at the garden. He worked on the entranceway. I don't think he's going to plant the jasmine today because of the storms. But I want you to see how my entrance turned out. It's gorgeous. Look, y'all. And you see there's brush marks. So it's not going to be slick. So when I walk in and it's rained or it's wet, I will not slip. Now remember the 2 Mexican heathers I picked up with my green bucks? Because it's going to be a little bit before we can get the back of the patio landscaped, because remember I need 4 more of these. I opted to put them in the bucket. They'll be easy to separate because they're not going to be in here long enough to grow together. And even if they did, I don't know if y'all are aware that Mexican heather can be separated and transplanted. So really, if I wanted to, I could take these 2 and over time, I could yield me my 6. But I will be getting 4 more once we get the back patio done. But I've just got this pot sitting here for right now. I'm going to move it after the storms. So it'll be fine right here. And since we're talking about flowers, with the rain coming in, this is the best time to sprinkle you some Miracle Grow. This right here, I'm actually going to go through and just take 1 scoop, scatter it around every flower plant, and as it rains today, because we're going to get a lot of rain, it will wash it in. And because those are 25-gallon mineral tubs, 1 scoop will not burn your plants, but might as well let the rain wash the Miracle Grow in, and it's just going to feed our flowers. Just like this, just here, there, and yonder. Because it's overcast, I'm not worried about if it touches the leaves, blistering them. You're going to start seeing blue, because this is how I feed my flowers when I know it's going to rain. It works out good for me. See? Now, I ran out. Instead of opening another bag, I'm just going to leave this like this. I can always feed more because I don't have the best germination in here. I'm seeing some small right there. So maybe whatever I put in here will come on. I'd say we're ready. I even got some up in here in the alyssum. Look at the little blooms. I want to show y'all why I'm out here. Oh, I just stepped in water. Oh, no. Yeah. I want to show y'all. Look at the blooms. I don't know if you can see for the screen. This bed, they're all full. But I want to show you the size strawberries. Can y'all see this? These are Chandler strawberries that we grow. Oh, let me get that weed. And I mean, they're loaded, guys. So, transplanting, as you can see, did not affect anything. But I do have some weeds to get out of here. But I don't think I'm going to have time today, because time isn't on my side. But I do see one thing I need to get out of here. This right here. I don't know how the acorns get around a net. This bed's full. The only thing is, I just don't like my berries laying on the soil. But that's how you get your runners, and they multiply. It just makes the berry dirty. Look at that one. I mean, they're loaded. Oh, I transplanted some more mint. We had, I don't even remember what I had planted in those 2 years ago. They were sitting out to the side. And I said, those will be great for my mint this year. And then maybe by next year I can get a permanent bed, maybe a metal bed or something just for my mint. But I've got one at this end. Now, it will not be in the cattle panels. The cattle panels will only begin at the green mineral tubs, not this red one. This red one's going to be a hot pepper. So we'll have cattle panels going down this for sure next month. And then try to do the other long one. But here's the other mint. So same planter, just a different color. And they're plastic, heavy plastic. But we've had them probably 15 plus years. And I don't even know, probably got them at a yard sale, but they have just been wonderful. And here is the San Marzano house, as I call it. And I put, oh, I forgot to get that out of here. I put mint in each bed to the back, which is going to help with bugs. But it also allowed me to go ahead and get all the mint out of that square box. And there's a little piece here. I got blue dye on me from that Miracle Grow. Now I'm going to start taking the plants out. It's probably going to take me 3-4 trips. But I'm going to go ahead and get them in the garage. You can smell the rain, but right now I don't see moisture on the concrete. That's a good thing, but it's still early in the day. But that's what I watch for. When you start seeing a lot of humidity build up on concrete, it's going to get gnarly. Maybe not dangerous, but gnarly. So I'm glad I decided to go ahead and move my plants. I mean, nothing happens. That is fantastic. I'll just move them back. But if I didn't, try to protect them. Whoops. Then that would be solely on me when I have the place to put them, you know, to safety. I think I'm going to give them a little drink out here. Now, I do have one open here because that's where I feed in these little ones. But they look good, guys. Oh, look, I got a little one coming up right there. That was one of my 2-seated adventures. All these things got to get in the ground. But you see why I say I've got to get them in the ground? They've outgrown these pots. Here's the zucchini. Today was supposed to be the day that we planted these. Y'all see the sun's coming out? That's what you don't want. What we got there, babe?
Miters.
Oh, more?
More miters.
Well, we'll be gifting some. We got those new neighbors that started a garden. Oh, guys, I got to tell y'all about that. That's good. We have some neighbors that bought in the neighborhood, and they're block over. Well, there's acres here, so I'd say block and a half if you did city, right, bud?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta water those. Anyway, there was little beds, wasn't it? Like little flower beds, garden beds. And they bought, now they want to do a garden this year. So we're going to gift them their first tomatoes and peppers to, you know, start their little garden. It's a younger couple. Well, not too young, but they got some small ones. So I'm just tickled that we're going to surprise. Well, it's not a surprise now because they watch our channel. Never mind.
Go ahead and tell
Here's
it.
y'all's
Tell
tomatoes.
it like it is.
And the smell of the lantana around here, I'm always looking for a water box somewhere. That's what it smells like.
He can't stand lantanas. Or the smell of a tomato, even though you love tomatoes. How many more we got?
That's all in there.
Oh man, some of these are just so top heavy. I don't want to water too much. They're bad. I mean, look at them laying over. Oh, not good. I'm not sure
She
yet.
may have showed y'all already, but here's what we got out of the figs we just put up the other day. If you notice, remember I was talking about cut that leaf off, don't leave it. There's a whole one right there, so I just trimmed that one. You can see the sap, the old white milky sap. But I'll trim this one off, and each one that comes out, I'll cut it, make it go to the roots. We want to see it down here on the bottom. We don't want to see it up there yet. You see this one right here? It don't even need a leaf. It's trying to put out a fig. We're gonna pop that fig off of there. We don't want to working on that. Ain't got nothing down here yet.
We pulled 2 tables out so they wouldn't be crowded. So we have them all in here. And then here's the other table. So that's the best we can do. But I think it's gonna be fine.
Put yours on down the inside.
On the inside?
Yeah, for right now, where you want to go.
Okay,
There, down.
I know.
I'm gonna walk this one over.
Yeah, I know. Then we're gonna have to lift this other side.
Yeah, I'll get it once I get there. We'll let that one go.
I don't trust it. I ain't letting it go. I'm making sure I'm out of your way.
That old big hammer.
Yeah, I don't want that.
So big
coming back
hammer.
on me.
Overkill.
No, you can't ever overkill. You have to make it lippy proof.
Yeah. I don't think you can do that.
You can do that. You can lippy proof something. All right, we are right there. We're right where the other
Right
side
where
is.
we need to be. So.
Yeah.
Put a couple of these on to start with.
I meant to put the lemon balm here. See? But that's okay. I can skip over since we're going to do another going all the way down. That'll be fine. Boy, I messed up. Yeah, 1, 2 is supposed to be in the third one. And you know what I did? 1, 2, I know what I done. I counted that red one. Because this was supposed to be here. So I could have all 4 for the cucumbers.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm
Tell me.
fixing to dig that baby up and put it over here.
Where you want this duck?
Oh, right here be fine. I messed up. The lemon balm was supposed to be the one next to it. even though it's doing great, it's hardy. I'm fixing to shovel one out, and I'm going to lift that whole lemon balm up, and I'm going to move it because it's not where it's supposed to be. I could work around it, but that's not how my brain works, see? I have this plan. Ask Buddy about my plans. It's like a rat on a wheel that never stops. I'm going to have to move that parsley. Boy, I tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and get that parsley out. I'm going to take the whole clump, guys. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Now it may get a little bit limp, but it'll be fine because I didn't disturb that root ball. And I've showed y'all before, if you give it a little bit of a mash, it makes a better contact. Buddy's out here working on his blackberries.
Yeah, trying to separate them and string them. Get them trained right so they ain't a big old mess.
Oh, I see one hanging on the ground over on the other side.
Yeah. Takes a little time, but you do it now, as it goes, then you don't have to worry about it. You let them get too far gone, you're going to have to cut them back, let them start over. So I try to keep all the top ones on the top rail, everything inside together, and then I don't want them getting no higher. I don't want them getting no taller than this right here. So if I got one coming in, when this comes up, I'm trying to get them to grow laterally this way, so when I got a shoot comes up, if it gets up too far, I'll just hit it. That way it can take off and run out lateral again. This one is coming all the way from the bottom, so I got to get it back out of these and up to the top. Let it start coming up here. Now I'm going to go down here with this one. We're going to train it right there. Put her right there. Let's turn that to the inside. Put that right there. Now I don't really care for these tomato clips for tomatoes, or whatever you want to call it. If they call tomato clips, I mean, that's what we've called them, vegetable clips. However, on this trellis line, they work real good. bring some good heavy black ones home. We'll put these white ones right now.
Okay.
Put some black ones on, cut these off.
Yeah, that'll be fine. All right. All right. We're going to use some white zip ties till he can bring some black ones home. But I got the little small shepherd's hook off. I'll use it somewhere else to hang those hanging baskets that was sitting by the welcome sign. They're too heavy for that mineral tub. So they're going to come out on the arbor, and then as that jasmine grows and we keep it trimmed, I think it'll be pretty to put annuals in, or even the perennials that I have got growing in there. What was it? The portulaca and what was the other one? Oh my.
Oh me, oh my.
My brain just, y'all see in a minute. And then my brain may connect. So I'm gonna save this one.
Is that gonna be far enough out? Or you need it to go all the way?
All the way. Let me set this down. Moss Rose. I told y'all I'd remember.
Rose.
Good Lord, Lippy. Y'all are gonna see this. He's cutting that off. Mighty fine, buddy.
Ain't gonna go nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere. Oh,
200 pounds of concrete in the bottom down there.
ain't falling.
My intentions was for her not to fall, right? But I didn't want to get quite that aggressively non-slip, but it was supposed to come that storm. Remember when we used quick set,
No, fast
fast set concrete. And when I left here, it was wet, soaking wet. I walked out the shed, got in a tub, and got me a hand trowel. Gonna come back and work it and let her put her name in it. Wasn't no working it. It was already set up. You couldn't scratch it. So she got no slip.
Guarantee. I know that these are temporary, but you know me, I can't stand to see something poking out. While he's working on that, I knew there was something yesterday I wanted to show y'all. You know, all these flimsy plastic ones. Now, we've had these, we ain't even used them. Because I just really don't like them. They're flimsy. But they're cheap, you know. Because I've lost or broke a lot of terracotta bottoms. Home Depot now, y'all may have already known this. You know, I'm late to the news. They have these. Now, they make them up to this size. They make them square. This is the only one I have left. I bought 3 of these and 2 mediums.
They are heavy.
I'm going back to Home Depot and I'm going to count my pots that have these. I think there's 5 of them. And I'm going to replace these flimsy things with these. And you're going to say, well, how much? They're cheap. For instance, this flimsy thing this size, and I think it's a 10-inch. This flimsy one for a 10-inch is $1.09. $1.09 for this. This one here, $1.29. Now, wouldn't you pay 20 cents more for this? But they're at Home Depot. I don't know if they're at Lowe's or nothing.
No,
but when I saw them, that was last weekend, wasn't it?
Yep.
I grabbed them. So I will be replacing, I think there's 4 of these things. And of course, I'm not going to throw these away. As you can see, I haven't used them. You know, they'd be good temporary if I need to set something in. But like the rosemary and the thyme, they got these old funky things. Well, those are square pots. So are these lantanas. So I'm going to get the square ones. Now your large ones, $2.69, $2.89, under $3 for the large ones in this. So if y'all are looking for pans and you've been using these things, check Home Depot out. No, I ain't sponsored by Home Depot. I wished I was.
Should be.
I should be.
Lord, much less pen over there.
He's over there counting how many panels that we have to get. Remember, we're not doing the whole garden. Not the whole garden. But throughout this whole year, we'll be adding some. But we do need, how many did you say for that back? 3. So that's $75. And now he's measuring how many we're going to need for that first long run. But we know we're going to get the back one done in April. So we need 3 of those. So it's coming together. But I'm going to get off here, get us some lunch going. The sun's coming out. I don't like that. But we have done all that we can do to secure. And I did find some spots to put the buckets for the indeterminate tomatoes. But that'll be next weekend. We'll share that. So he's just doing some measuring, getting some counts. We're going to start wrapping things up out here, get some lunch, and he's got a few things he's got to pick up and move. I've got to move my lawn chair that's out here, fold it up and move it because the wind could pick it up. So all of you guys that's in these storms, and I think it spreads 6 states wide, it's very broad brush. Buddy and I are praying for you guys, for everyone in the path. And let's hope that intervention comes, it separates, and a thunderstorm or 2. You know, we all can handle that. But all of us gardeners, this is not what we want. But the ones that have stayed with us all these years, y'all know what happened in 2019 and 2020. And we're not taking that chance. So we still have time to get those plants in the ground, and hopefully that'll be tomorrow. And we're gonna pray that Wednesday, it's not coming. It's gonna be gone. And then Lippy will be happy. But as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And know that we are praying for all of you.